A brief taste of happiness. Joel said, "Tess, I need your help." She entered the cabin and kicked the window several times with the soles of her feet, breaking it from its frame. And then she pushed it to the right side of the car with her hand and threw it on the ground. Joel said, "That was very good. Thanks. How much longer do you have?" "I don't know. Until these guys read and give us our money." After a while, the warning and indicator lights on the right side of the trailer answered them. When the trailer stopped, they stopped too. And when Samir and Richard got out, Joel and Tess got out too. Richard opened the bag that Barbara had shown Tess earlier. Joel glanced at them and shook their hands. Then Richard handed them the bag and said, "Thank you both, from now on we will part ways." He shook hands with both of them. Samir also said, "Good luck." They went to the trailer and after a while they set off. Joel said with a laugh, "We got money." "Yeah, what should we do now? Don't you want to invite me to lunch? Buy me some clothes." Joel looked at her and said, "Okay, you deserve a lot." Hearing this, Tess threw herself into his arms. Joel stood there as always without reaction. Tess raised her head and looked at him. Joel smiled in response to her look. "Girl, if you let me, let's go find a good restaurant." Tess said, "I love you." "Me too." Tess couldn't believe it. This was Joel's first and most important confession. Tess rested her head on his well-trained chest again. She could hear his heartbeat and her head shook with each breath he took. Joel slowly set off and Tess followed him in the same position. He opened the door, threw the bag on the seat, lifted Tess off the ground with one movement and slowly put her inside the car. Then he got behind the wheel and set off. After a while, they found the restaurant they wanted. They stopped in front of it. There was a sign on the door that said, "Open." Joel said, "It looks good. Let's take a look at it. If you like it, we'll eat here." They put the bag under the seat and the gun in the iron box in the back of the Chevrolet. They went to the restaurant. It was half crowded. They looked at the appearance of the restaurant. Joel looked at Tess. She nodded. They chose a table and looked at the menu on the table. Joel said, "I have a beef steak, fries, and vegetables and a Pepsi. Order that for me." Joel went to the counter and when he confirmed their order, he returned to Tess. Everyone in the restaurant was armed. There was no child among them. Some women and men were eating alone. When the food was brought, Joel asked for it, also asked for onions. The waiter nodded and returned after a while. Joel said with a smile, "Just for precaution." After eating, they immediately headed back. Tess put her head on Joel's leg after a while to sleep a little. Joel dug his fingers into her hair and began to gently caress her. Tess, with her eyes closed, smiled and exposed herself more to Joel's caresses. They arrived home after sunset and in the twilight. When they entered the house and then the room, they froze in place when they saw Derek and his men. Several people also came in from behind. Derek looked at the bag and sack and said, "This time, whose property did you sell? Harry will be very happy to see you both and tell him what you did with his cargo. Now without resistance and causing trouble, come with us. Leave these here too, if you return safe and sound. They will be useful to you." They put the bag and sack in a corner and put their hands behind their backs. When they tied their hands, Derek got up and walked with them towards the base.